when Chapman billies leave the street, and drouthy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tack the gate, and we sit boozing at the nappy, and getting fou and uncle happy, we think nah on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, where sits a sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth found honest Tam O'Shanter, as he frae air and ish did canter. Hold there, wham near a town surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. Ah, Tam, hadst thou but been sae wise as ta'en thy own wife Kate's advice, she telled thee well thou was a skellum, a blathering, blustering, drunken blailum, that frae November to October, a market day thou wasna sober, the ilka milder with a miller thou sat as lang as thou had siller. The Aeronade were kinda shoeing, the Smithany got rare and fewing. At the Lord's house, e'en on Sunday, thou drank with Captain Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon, thou wilt be found deep drowned in Doon, or catched with warlocks in the murk, by Alloway's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet, to think how many counsels sweet, how many lengthened sage advises, the husband frae the wife despises. But, to our tale, aye market nicht, Tam had got planted uncorrect, fast by an ingle, bleezing finely, with reaming swats that drank divinely, and at his elbow, suitor Johnny, his ancient, trusty, drouthy crony. Tam lured him like a vera breather, they had been fou for weeks together. The nicht drew on, well, sangs and clatter, and aye, the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with favours special, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was a ready chorus. The storm without might rear and rustle, Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Care, mad to see a man say happy, e'en drowned himself among the nappy. As bees fly hame with lades of treasure, the minutes winged their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills of life, victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize the flower, its bloom is shed. Or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis rays that flit ere you can point their place, or like the rainbow's lovely form evanishing amidst the storm. Nay man can tether time or tide, the hour approaches, Tam maun ride, that hour on nicht's black arch the keystane, that dreary hour he mounts his beast in, and sick o' nicht he tacks the road in as near poor sin had been abroad in. The wind blew as 'twad blown its last, the rattling showers rose on the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That nicht a child might understand, the deil had business on his hand. Well mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising rain and wind and fire, whilst holding fast his good blue bonnet, whilst crooning o'er some old Scotch sonnet, whilst glowering round where prudent cares lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where ghaists and howlets nechtly cry. By this time, Tam was crossed the ford, where in the snow the chapman smored, and past the birks and meikle stane, where drunken Charlie bracks neck bane, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters found the murdered bairn, and near the thorn, aboon the well, where Mungo's mither hanged hersel. Before him Doon pours all his floods, the Dublin storm roars through the woods, the lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll, when, gleaming through the groaning trees, Kirk Alloway seems in a blaze, through ilka bow the beams a glancing, and loud resounding mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn, With Tippany we'll fear nae evil, with Huskaby we'll face the devil. The swat say rhymed in Tammy's noddle, fair play he cared na deals a bottle. But Maggie stood, wrist stare astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the licht, and Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance. Nay, cotillon Brent knew fae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape a beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large, to gie the music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gat them skull till roof and rafters did a dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses that showed the dead in their last dresses, and through some dealish cantrite slecht, each in his cold hand held a licht, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the haly table a murderer's banes in gibbet airns, twa span lang wee unchristened bairns. A thief new cutted frae a rape, with his last gasp his gap did gape. 5 tomahawks were blood red rusted, 5 scimitars were murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, who's his ain son a life bereft, the grey hair is yet stuck to the heft, and mair, oh horrible and awful, which e'en to name would be unlawful. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and loud a blew, the dancers quick and quick a flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they cleeked, till ilka Callan swat and reek it, and kissed her duddies to the whack and link it at it in a sack. And now Tam, hast they been queens? Plump and strapping in their teens. Their sacks, instead of creasy flannin, been snow white, 1700 linen. They're breeks of mine, my ainy pair, their uns for plush, a good blue hair. I would have given off me hardies for I blink of the bonny birdies. But withered bedlams, old and droll, Riggbody hags would speen a fall. Leaping and flinging on a crummock, I wonder didst not turn their stomach. But Tam knew what was what few brawly. There was aye once some wench and Wally, that nicht enlisted in the corps, long after kenned on Carrick shore. For mony a beast a dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook both meikle cairn and beer, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sack a paisley hairn, which as a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty, it was her best, and she were vaunty. Ah, little kenned thy reverend granny, that sack she cuffed for her wee nanny, with twa pund Scots, 'twas a' her riches, would e'er a grace a dance of witches. Now here, my muse, her wing maun cur, sick flichts a far beyond her power, to sing how Nanny lap and sprang, a supple jad she was and strang, and how Tam stood like aye bewitched, and felt his very een enriched. E'en Satan's glowered and fidged fu fain, and hocht and blew and micht and main, till first I caper, sin another. Tam tint his reason altogether, and roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant, all was dark, and scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied. As bees biz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering hordes assail their bike. As open pussy's mortal foes, when pup she starts before their nose. As eager runs the market crowd, when "Catch the thief" resounds aloud. So Maggie runs, the witches follow, when mony and Eldrick screech and hollow. Oh Tam, Tam, thou wilt get thy faring, in hell they'll roast thee like a herring. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming, Kate soon will be a woeful woman. So do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the keystane of the brig. There at them thou thy tail may toss, a running stream they dare na cross. But ere the keystane she could make, a feint, a tail she had to shake. For Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious echo. But little wist ye Maggie's mettle. I sprang, brought home a master hail, but left behind her ain grey tail. The carlin caught her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, when this tale of truth shall read, ilk man and mither's son, tak heed. Whene'er to drink thou art inclined, or cutty sarks run in your mind, think ye may by joys ordeal remember Tam O'Shanter's mare.